Hello, Leo. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayleigh. Thank you so much for being here. I am recording today your new moon in Aquarius video. So I'll be pulling at least 3 tarot, and I'll close it off with an Elder Futhark rune. But to start, I'd actually like to talk just a teeny tiny bit about the astrology of this new moon. First of all, it's happening in Aquarius, which is your 7th house if you are a Leo rising or you're counting from your sun. And that is a house of partnerships, relationships. It is the first house that deals with how we present ourselves and interact with the outside world. Up until then, 1 to 6 is all about our inner world, our individuality, our daily habits, and then the 7th house, that's partnerships. So with this new moon, there's going to be 6 planetary bodies in Aquarius: the Sun, the Moon, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury. 6. It's a lot. The last time this happened was in 1962. I'm not going to go into any of that. There's lots of videos talking about that, but it's been some time. It's been some time. We might not see this kind of intense Aquarius energy again in our lifetimes. I'm not sure. So what could this mean for you, Leo? That means that there's some really intense shakeups happening in your partnerships, whether that is your romantic relationships, your business partnerships, even relationships with open enemies. That's the 7th house too, is open enemies. Like, just think about like how often you hear about or see or have personally experienced fights with someone that you were dating or are married to. So yeah, that's 7th house. you could see some new partnerships form over the next little while, or at least have a lot of different ideas about new partnerships that you want to form. Be they for like doing some kind of internet-based venture. Maybe you get some really new and inventive ideas for like, say, like some new dating app that you want to make or join, or something along those lines. If it has to do with like your business, yeah, maybe you realize that you want to invest in some up and starter cryptocurrency. And maybe this particular company that you pick or you're thinking about has like a humanitarian vibe to them, and they are like focused on decentralized values and stuff. That, like, that's very Aquarius. I have a couple in mind, actually. Maybe I mean, investments is more 8th house than 7th house. So maybe you're thinking about becoming a business partner with someone that's working on that kind of a project. Yeah. There's a lot of possibilities. I think it's a really exciting time. Aquarius is also about like our hopes and our dreams and our wishes and new systems. But Leo, you highly value your independence, especially because Aquarius being your 7th house, Aquarius is about the individual. Having individuality while still keeping in mind the greater whole. Does that make I think that makes sense. So this could be a really tumultuous time as far as relationships go. But but anything that survives this time was definitely meant to survive. And strength. Anything that dissolves and goes by the wayside was probably meant to be. So couple things to keep in mind. So I want to say a quick prayer before I pull my tarot, okay? God, Source, Spirit, Creator, thank you so much for this beautiful day. Thank you for the amazing ways that you provide for us and open up new pathways for us that are supportive, ultimately. Thank you for bringing Leo here. Please watch over Leo. Please watch over me in this space while I do this reading. Allow only energies of love and true light to come through. Wow, I said that and I pulled the sun, or split it to the sun. Thank you. I feel like you're a little bit all over the place, Leo. Like it's kind of hard to know what to focus on. But you've got some passions. You've got some really intense passions going. Okay. Damn. Okay. The Ace of Wands really wants to come out. Alrighty then. Wow. And then quite a few cards. Okay. So these came out kind of in a clump. I will go through that. Fuck it. This is your reading. Oh. Okay, so on the bottom, we got the Three of Swords. Typically, this is sorrow. It's actually Saturn in Libra. Excuse me. So that's kind of interesting because Saturn is currently in your 7th house. This is Saturn in Libra. This is all about those contracts that I was just talking about. So you might be feeling a little bit heartbroken right now, maybe, or that could be an underlying theme. Couple things that are important to say about the Three of Swords is it's not always sorrow. It's Saturn, first of all, is exalted in Libra, so it likes being in Libra because it is about following the rules and justice. That's another 7th house theme, is justice. So if there has been trust broken in any kind of contract, whether it be a romantic or a business contract, then that contract will likely dissolve. Thus, sorrow. But like I said, any relationship that does survive this period was meant to, and ultimately will be stronger for it. It depends on whether you are willing and able to work on repair or not. And the other party too, obviously. You can't do the work for two people. So, a couple of things to keep in mind. Now, let's look at what came out for you. I feel like I'm about to play poker. So we have the moon. Interesting, we have a new moon. The moon is things that are hidden. Its meaning really is twofold. On the one hand, it means that there are things that are hidden from us that we just don't get to know. It rules the feminine, the darkness, the yin. We have to overcome our fear and be able to go into that darkness to go into the shadow, to pull out the gold, the meaning, and in a way we have to surrender to something a little bit bigger than us to be able to do so. And this is the card of Pisces, so so there could be things that are hidden from you right now that you don't get to know. It could also indicate a greater psychic awareness opening up. Then we have 2 sixes. We have the 6 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So the 6 of Pentacles, this is like there's an equalization happening. There's a balancing out of physical resources. The feeling that I get while looking at this card actually is that you have to beware to not give away too much. Otherwise, you end up in a barren situation. And if this were a love reading, this isn't a good card to have for a love reading, especially for you, Leo. I mean, for anybody, but especially for you, Leo. You have a big heart. You have a very big heart. And it's obvious. And unfortunately, some people will take advantage of that. So this could very well be a message that you need to hold your cards a little closer to your chest, maybe. It's interesting. Poker reference. And beware of sacrificing overmuch. And then the Six of Wands, this is typically like victory. Like, this is like you went out to complete something and you were very successful in doing so. So something is blocking that. Also the double 6, that's also kind of interesting. And then you got the Tower in reverse. And then the Star, the card of Aquarius, upright. Okay. This is Mars. This typically symbolizes that there's something that we've been holding on to that is gonna be shocked. Struck by lightning, you could say. There's a couple ways you could look at this, actually. Another interpretation for the Tower that's a little bit, a little lesser known is that it is ejaculation. I mean, it's Mars, and it's a tower. Just think about it for a minute. Especially with the Ace of Wands here. So there's some really extreme passion happening. The other thing about this, if these are really firmly held beliefs that are being shaken to the core, it could be a little bit more painful. You know, the Tower doesn't have to be a massive, heart-wrenching event. It's not always like broken bones and crashed cars. It could be as simple as beliefs that we've held for a long time shifting. But you know, with that 3 of Swords underneath, it could, and the Moon, and then the 2 sixes in reverse, it could very well indicate that maybe somebody's leaving. Maybe there is a disillusion happening, especially in that 7th house. And maybe it's for reasons that are hidden from you. Maybe the 7 of Swords didn't come out. If that had, it would say that there's somebody being really deceptive. But it could even be that these 2 cards, it's like you're losing what you fought for up until this point, and things seem really, really out of balance in some way. And you're being asked to go deep into your psyche to find out why. And if you don't, you'll be forced to. But the star is here to remind you that no matter what happens, ultimately it's meant to put you back on your path. Often when you have really heavy Saturn transits, we have run-ins with fate. You came into this reading with, okay, I split the deck and we saw the sun. The Ace of Wands came out twice. You have a lot of passion, a lot of new energy, and you're being asked to go down what seems like a really scary path. And if you don't do it, you're going to be forced to. Whatever that decision is that you need to make. But ultimately, there's some wish fulfillment, some beautiful manifestation at the end for you. Damn, Leo. Okay, your rune. Yera. This is the harvest. This is the cycle of the year. Yera. I was pronouncing it Jera for a long time. Nah, the J is a Y. This is number 12. This indicates that there is a natural cycle to things. And there's consequences involved. If you follow the natural cycle, the natural progression of the world that we live in, there come rewards for that. For example, I mean, if you think about farming, planting, right? If you plant your corn, if you plant anything too early, it could die in an early frost. I live in Canada, so like this is a really serious concern for us. If you plant your corn too late, you won't get very many ears, if any at all, right? If you don't water things appropriately, you know, they won't survive. So Yera is about being patient and waiting for the correct time to do things, and then taking action when it's time to take action. And I definitely get the sense here that you have some idea or passion that you want to pursue, and it's murky right now. So it's necessary and it's important to wait for the right time. But when the inspiration hits, when the right time does come, take action, or else, sorry. But again, follow that inspirational star. I love it. Okay, Leo, so far yours was the longest reading. If you're looking for a personal reading, email me, please. My email's down below. And I wish you a really fruitful new moon. Peace.